I never thought I'd be the villain in my own story. But here I am, finger trembling over the enter key, ready to torch the life I helped build. Alex's face beams from the screen. Golden boy of the podcast world. America's truth teller. The man who exposed corporate greed and political lies with that velvet voice of his. The audience in the clip erupts in applause as he clutches his Peabody Award, thanking the team that never included me. But they don't know what I know. That award was forged on my blood. My silence. My 5 years in a hellhole prison for a crime he pinned on me like a cheap lapel pin. One thread. That's all it takes. Pull it, and his empire of lies unravels, sponsors fleeing, fans turning, the whole glittering facade crumbling into the Pacific fog. It started in a cramped Brooklyn apartment, back when we were just two wide-eyed kids chasing the American dream with laptops and righteous fury. I was Lydia Hayes then, not the ghost I am now, sharp-tongued investigative journalist with a nose for bullshit, raised on Jersey Diner coffee and my dad's endless stories about Watergate. Alex was the charm. The smooth talker from Ohio with a law degree he never used and eyes that could sell ice to Eskimos. We met at a dive bar off Times Square, both nursing hangovers from a failed pitch to some podunk radio station. "You're fire," he said, sliding into the booth, his grin disarming. "I'm the spark." Together, we're a goddamn inferno. We burned bright. Our podcast, Unmasked, launched from that shoebox kitchen. Me digging through FOIA requests and court docs till my eyes bled. Him spinning it into 90-minute episodes that hooked listeners like crack. We exposed a pharma exec cooking books in Philly, a senator's affair in D.C., small fries. But they snowballed. By year 2, we had 500K downloads a month, merch deals, invites to TEDx knockoffs. Alex proposed on air, mid-rant about big tech surveillance. "Lydia, you're the only conspiracy I believe in." The fans ate it up. We got married in a Shotgun City Hall ceremony, rings from a pawn shop, honeymoon in a motel overlooking the Hudson. But fame's a jealous bitch, and Alex started itching for more. "We need scale," he'd say, pacing our new loft in Williamsburg, the one with exposed brick and a view of the bridge that mocked our bridge-burning ambition. I was pregnant then, our daughter. Ella. Just a flutter in my gut, but I waved it off. Buried in files for our biggest scoop yet, a Silicon Valley startup, Nexus Media, laundering money through fake charity streams. Their CEO, Harlan Voss, was Alex's old frat buddy from undergrad, the kind of guy who called waitresses sweetie and bragged about offshore accounts. I'd uncovered emails, wire transfers, ironclad proof that could topple him and expose half the valley's dirty underbelly. Alex wanted in deeper. "Let me handle Voss," he said one night, whiskey on his breath, his hand possessive on my belly. "You're glowing, babe. Take maternity leave early. I'll wrap this." I trusted him. God, what a fool. He met Voss in a Palo Alto steakhouse. Cut a deal. Drop the story. Take a 7-figure consulting gig under the table. But Voss got cold feet, paranoid about leaks, and when the first episode dropped with my research half-baked, he sued. Not for libel. For hacking. Claimed I'd breached their servers. Stolen proprietary code. Alex swore up and down it was bullshit. That Voss was bluffing to scare us off. The feds came at dawn. 6 months after Ella was born. Her tiny cries echoing as they cuffed me in our kitchen. "Lydia Hayes, you're under arrest for unauthorized access and wire fraud." Alex held her, face pale as milk, promising, "I'll fix this." LYD. Lawyers on speed dial. The evidence? A trail of IPs from our home router. Timestamps matching my late nights at the desk. My laptop. Wiped clean except for one damning file, fabricated logs Voss's IT guy planted. But Alex had helped optimize our setup. Remember? He flipped. Testified that I'd gone rogue. Obsessed. Willing to burn the marriage for a scoop. She changed after the baby, he told the DA. Voice cracking on CNN. I tried to stop her. The trial was a circus. Tabloids called me the podcaster's poison, a jealous harpy trading ethics for clicks. Our fans split, half rallied with Free Lydia hashtags. The other half devoured Alex's tearful solo episodes, where he played the widower, rebuilding unmasked as echoes of betrayal. Voss settled out of court, a cool 10 mil funneled through Shell Core to keep his name clean. I got 5 years at Alderson, the camp for white-collar witches like Martha Stewart, but it felt like Shawshank with yoga classes. Ella? Custody to Alex. Of course. For her stability, the judge drawled, eyeing my orange jumpsuit.
Prison hollowed me.
Mornings scrubbing toilets. Afternoons in the library poring over legal pads. Piecing together what I'd missed. Letters from Alex dried up after 6 months, then the excuses. Too busy with the show. Ella's drawings arrived sporadically. Crayon scribbles of a man with a mic and a woman in bars. I clawed for appeals, but his testimony sealed it. Lydia crossed lines I couldn't follow. By year 3, Unmasked was a juggernaut, Spotify exclusive. Live tours. That Peabody gleaming on his mantle. He remarried a producer half my age. Some blonde named Tessa with a trust fund and a laugh like wind chimes. They announced it on air. Love finds you when you least expect it. Release day. 2025. A muggy July in West Virginia. I stepped out with $200 gate money and a duffel of regrets. No one waited, no balloons. No Ella with her gap-toothed smile. Just a burner phone buzzing, Alex's assistant, scheduling a courtesy call about supervised visits. I hitchhiked to D.C., crashed on a cousin's couch, and started pulling threads. Not revenge yet.
Recon.
I waitressed at a Georgetown bistro, eavesdropping on Hill staffers, honing my invisibility. Nights. I haunted libraries, cross-referencing Voss's filings with Alex's donor lists. Patterns emerged like veins under skin. The secret he'd buried? It wasn't just the frame job. Back in our early days, before Nexus, Alex had skimmed ad revenue, funneling $20K a month into a crypto wallet for retirement. I'd caught wind once, during a tax audit scare, and covered for him, doctoring QuickBooks entries as research stipends. Petty theft. But it snowballed. When Voss dangled the bribe, Alex didn't just take it. He used my hacked logs to launder it, bouncing funds through Nexus shells to his accounts. My prison stint? Collateral. But the real bomb? Ella. DNA tests I'd smuggled out via a guard's cousin confirmed it. She wasn't his. A one-night lapse during a tour stop in Austin. Pre-marriage. But he'd known since the paternity suit from the other woman fizzled. He raised her anyway. For the optics, the devoted dad angle that tripled downloads. That knowledge festered. A black rod in my chest. I moved west. To LA. Where the sun never touches the truth. Got a gig as a transcriptionist for indie docs. Anonymous enough to lurk. Alex's empire sprawled, unmasked at 50 million subs. A Netflix docuseries greenlit. Voss on his board as philanthropy advisor. They golfed at Pebble Beach. toasted at Vanity Fair galas. I shadowed them from afar, public records, hacked fan forums, a PI on contingency. Tessa posted ultrasound pics. Baby number 2.
A boy.
Our growing, unmasked family. #blessed. The plan crystallized over bad takeout in a Koreatown walk-up. One thread, the USB. I'd compiled it piecemeal, screenshots of Alex's emails to Voss, Lydia's digging, need her sidelined. Audio rips from his therapy sessions, leaked by a jilted intern. Guilt eats me, but fame. It's oxygen. Bank trails linking our old crypto to his yacht fund. And the kicker, Ella's clinic records, stamped with the truth he'd silenced. Not enough for court, statutes run, evidence tainted, but viral poison. Leak it to the right subreddit, the X thread, and it'd metastasize. Fans would war. Was I the scorned ex? Or the whistleblower he silenced? I tested waters first. Anonymous drops, a blurry photo of Alex and Voss at a strip club. Voss's hand on a dancer's thigh. Caption, truth tellers off mic. It trended for 48 hours. Sponsors paused ads. Alex went on a mea culpa tour. Deepfakes are the new McCarthyism. And doubled down. Dropping an episode on betrayal porn that nodded to me without naming. Some scars never heal.
Folks.
But we move forward. Comments flooded. Team Alex versus. Lydia was framed. I watched from dive bars. Nursing IPAs. Heart pounding like a war drum. Ella turned 8 that fall. Her birthday, a live-stream spectacle. Unicorn cake. Alex in a crown. Tessa beaming. No invite for me. Of course. Supervised visits? Cancelled after I seemed unstable. Per his filing. That night. Rain lashing my window like accusations. I almost hit send. But doubt crept in. Slimy as LA.
Smog.
What about her? The girl with my eyes. Calling him dad? Pull the thread. And she unravels too, paparazzi at school gates. Therapy bills. A mother-branded, vengeful witch. Was I saving her from his lies? Or cursing her with mine? I let the cursor blink for hours. The screen's glow carving hollows under my eyes. Dawn broke over the Hollywood hills. Smog-choked and indifferent. As I deleted the draft. Not yet. Timing's everything in this game. Strike too soon. And he spins it as harassment. Too late. And the world's moved on. I needed an in. A wedge to pry open his perfect life. Enter Marco Reyes. The wild card I'd been nursing like a bad habit. Marco was Voss's former CFO. A wiry Mexican-American with a Yale MBA and a grudge longer than the 405 at rush hour. I'd met him in a virtual AA meeting for white-collar fall guys, ironic, since I hadn't touched booze since Alderson. But the rooms were gold mines for dirt. Alex sold you out same as me, he slurred one Zoom night. Pixels blurring his bloodshot eyes. Voss canned me after the Nexus audit. But it was your boy's tip-off. Promise me equity if I buried the numbers. We bonded over burner emails. Swapping war stories, how Alex had wooed him with Knicks tickets. Then ghosted when the feds knocked. Marco had scraps, spreadsheets, voicemails, but no spine to go public. Ruins my comeback, he'd whine, nursing a green juice in his WeHo condo. I played the long game. Flying coach from LAX to San Francisco airport on a favor from a flight attendant cousin. Meeting him at a taqueria off the Embarcadero, where the salsa burned like regret. What if I handle the drop? I pitched. Fork spearing carnitas. You stay clean. Get a cut of the chaos, maybe a book deal. His laugh was bitter. Like overbrewed coffee. You're ice cold.
Haze.
But yeah. For Ella. He didn't know about the DNA. But I let him think it was maternal fury. We synced watches. I'd leak his files first. Soft pedal Alex's name. Let the forums connect dots. Make it look organic, he said, sliding a thumb drive across the Formica. Like the truth bubbling up. Back in LA. I holed up in a NoHo motel. The kind with hourly rates and roaches like confetti. Rain hammered the roof as I stitched Marco's data into my master file. Offshore wires totaling 4.2 mil. Alex's alias, Echo Ghost, popping like acne on the ledgers. I scripted the rollout. Day 1. Anonymous paste bin dump to r/true crime podcasts. Day 2. Nudge to ex-influencers with grudges against Unmasked.
Day 3.
The Big Gun, a sit-down with Vanity Fair's investigative desk. Me as Deep Throat source. No face. No name. Just facts that'd make Woodward and Bernstein blush. But Alex smelled smoke. A week before launch. My burner lit up his number. Blocked but spoofed. Lydia? It's me. Heard you're stirring shit. His voice. That podcast purr. Slithered through the speaker. I froze. Motel AC humming like a threat. Stirring?
Nah.
Just breathing your exhaust. He chuckled. Low and knowing. Look, I get it. Prison changes a woman. But Ella. She's thriving. Therapy. Ballet. The works. You blow this up. It hits her hardest.
Pause.
Then softer. Come to the house. Off record. We talk. Like old times. Temptation nod. See her room. Smell her shampoo, but I hung up. Palms slick. Trap. He'd record it. Twist my words into unhinged ex fodder. Instead, I pivoted. Infiltrated his inner circle via Tessa's yoga instructor. A flaky redhead named Jade who'd ghosted me $500 from a freelance gig. Favor for favor, I wheedled over oat milk lattes at Aruhan. She scored me an invite to the Unmasked holiday party, catered affair at their Malibu compound. Ocean views and NDAs like party favors. I went as Lila Hart, ghostwriter for a B-list author. Black sheath dress hugging curves prison had sharpened. Hair dyed ash blonde. Alex clocked me instantly. Mid-handshake with a Netflix exec. His jaw tightening like a noose. Lila? Charmed. His eyes said game on. The night blurred into farce. Champagne flutes clinking. Boss holding court by the infinity pool. Tessa glowing in emerald silk. Hand on her bump. I played coy. Laughing at Alex's jokes. Even danced a slow one with him when the band swung Sinatra. You look dangerous, he murmured. Breath hot on my neck. Missed that fire. I leaned in. Fire? Baby. I'm the whole damn blaze. Later. Slipping upstairs for the powder room, I jimmied his office lock with a credit card, old prison trick, and plugged in a nano drive. 5 minutes, emails synced, hard drive mirrored. Jackpot, a folder labeled contingencies, kill lists for leakers, payoffs to silenced interns, and a video file.
Me.
In our old kitchen, confessing to the QuickBooks fudge. For us.
Alex.
Always for us. Heart slamming. I ghosted before dessert. Ubering back to the city with his digital soul in my pocket. Adrenaline crash hit like a freight train, curled on the motel bed. Sobs racking me for the girl who'd loved him stupid. But dawn brought clarity. He wasn't just scheming. He was serpentine. flipping loyalties like poker chips. That video? Insurance. In case I ever surfaced. Now it was mine to wield. Launch day. Black Friday Eve. I hit send from a VPN in a public library off Sunset. Pastebin went live at noon. Nexus Shadows. Who really hacked the hackers? Marco's spreadsheets front and center. Alex's alias buried in footnotes. By 2 p.m. X exploded. Unmasked exposed trending. Podcasters dissecting it live. Alex's feed went dark. Then a hurried tweet. Aware of smears. Full transparency soon. Stay tuned. Sponsors bailed. Squarespace paused. BetterHelp cited. Values misalignment. Voss lawyered up. Issuing denials from a Gulfstream. I watched from a sports bar in Echo Park. Surrounded by Lions fans screaming at the TV. Ironic white noise from my unraveling world. Calls flooded my burners. Journalists sniffing. Old allies offering safe houses. Marco texted jubilation emojis. Already pitching his memoir. But the real gut punch? Ella's school went into lockdown. Paps at the gates. Chanting her name like a curse. Alex's spin hit at 8 p.m. Emergency pod. Voice raw. Blaming rogue elements from his past. Vowing a reckoning. Subtext me. Fans fractured deeper, some crowing, karma's a bitch, others decrying, witch hunt on a family man. That night, Tessa reached out, unlisted number. Voice quivering. Lydia, it's not what you think. He loves her. Us. I almost hung up, but she spilled Alex's flips. How he'd courted her with promises of equity, then sidelined her post-bump for image. The baby's not even his, she whispered. IVF donor. He doesn't know I know. Echoes of my own ghost story. Why tell me? She paused. Because you're the only one who gets it. Pull harder. Her words ignited the final pull. I merged it all, the video, the DNA report, Voss's voicemails begging Alex to rein in the X, into a manifesto. Not anonymous this time. Signed, Lydia Hayes. The woman he buried. Uploaded to Medium at midnight. Shared to every forum. Every DM. By morning, CNN looped it. NYT Fact Check Live. Alex's empire teetered, stock in his production co. Plunged 40%. Tour cancelled. Peabody under review. But revenge's aftertaste is ash. I drove north. To a Big Sur cabin rented under a false name. Waves crashing like accusations. Ella's face haunted me. Innocent shrapnel in my war. Was I liberator or destroyer? The twist hit by a certified mail. Forwarded from my cousin. Divorce papers from a decade ago. And signed by me, but notarized with my forged sig. Alex hadn't just framed me, he'd erased me legally. Paving his fresh start. Enclosed note in a scrawl, you are always too much flame. This sets us both free. Freedom tasted like salt and regret. The cabin smelled of pine and damp earth. A far cry from the salt air sterility of prison, but isolation clawed the same. I paced the creaky porch. Pacific roaring below like a beast cheated of its meal. Phone silenced, but vibrating with the world's outrage. Vanity Fair wanted my exclusive. Podcasters begged for crossovers. Even Marco pitched a joint tell-all. His agent sniffing Netflix dollars. But I ghosted them all. Brewing coffee strong as spite. Staring at the horizon where sky bled into sea. Alex's note burned in my pocket. This sets us both free. A lie wrapped in velvet. Same as his voice. Free? He'd chained me to shadows while he soared. News cycled relentlessly. Voss indicted on money laundering. His boards scattering like roaches. Alex holed up in Malibu. Pap shielded, but leaks painted him ragged, unshaven. Pacing beaches at dawn. Tessa's Mercedes packed with suitcases. She filed for separation that Tuesday, citing irreconcilable trust issues, her statement to Scalpel. The facade cracked. Now we rebuild apart. Fans picked sides in real time. Cancel Alex petitions hit 1 million signatures. Countered by Justice for Unmasked diehards decrying feminist revenge porn. I scrolled it numbly, each tweet a mirror to my fractured soul. Was I hero, hauling skeletons to light? Or monster, orphaning a child for my vendetta?
Ella. God. Ella.
The PI I'd hired, ethical one. Ex-cop with a soft spot for single moms, sent updates. Her yanked from ballet. Tutored at home. Therapy Zoom calls where she drew angry clouds instead of unicorns. Alex petitioned for emergency custody lockdown, painting me as flight risk. History of instability. The judge, some Reagan appointee with a country club tan, granted it pending hearing. My supervised visits? Revoked. I punched the cabin wall, knuckles splitting, blood warm as tears. This wasn't the plan. Pull one thread. Watch the empire fall, not watch my daughter's world fray. Doubt coiled tighter than the coastal fog. Late nights, I'd replay the old tapes, our kitchen convos, laughter looping over burnt toast. We're unbreakable, he'd say, nuzzling my neck. Lies. All of it, but woven so fine I still bled from the cuts. Tessa's call came then. A Hail Mary from a blocked line. Don't hang up. Please. Her voice cracked. Not the wind chime trill anymore, but gravel and grief. He's spiraling. Blames you.
Me.
The kid. Last night. He smashed the Peabody. Glass everywhere. I gripped the receiver. Waves mocking my silence. Why should I care? She exhaled shaky. Because Ella asked for you. Drew a picture, 2 women holding hands, labeled mom and stepmom versus. The bad man, she's smarter than us. LYD. That pierced.
Stepmom.
The word hung, bitter as alimony. We talked till battery died, Tessa spilling how Alex flipped on her too. Post-leak. You're complicit. Sleeping with the enemy. She'd found my old letters in his drawer, tucked with Ella's baby teeth. You wrote her every week in prison. He never sent them. Rage surged, but laced with pity for her, for the boy she'd carry alone. Join me, I said, impulsive. Testify. Full truth, the donor, the gaslighting.
Pause.
Then, for the baby. Yeah. The hearing loomed in Ventura Superior. A squat courthouse reeking of bleach and broken dreams. I lawyered up pro bono, via a Freelidia vet. A firebrand named Rosa, with cornrows and a Rolodex of celeb allies. Media swarmed the steps, drones buzzing like hornets. Reporters shouting my name like salvation.
Inside.
The air congealed. Judges gavel a metronome to my pulse. Alex took the stand first. Suit rumpled. Eyes hollowed by flashbulbs. I protected my family, he intoned.
Voice steady for the cameras.
Lydia's actions. Their vengeance, not justice. Ella needs stability, not scandal. Cross-exam gutted him. Rosa slid exhibits like daggers. The forged divorce. Email chains to Voss, handle the wife problem. The video of me confessing, context restored. My voice raw with love, not guilt. Jurors shifted. A black woman in the box nodding fierce. Then Tessa, belly swollen under silk. Her testimony a bombshell. He knew about the hacking plant. Bragged once. Drunk. Pulled her strings like a puppet. The donor? He pressured me. Said biological kids were brand suicide post you. Gasps rippled. Alex's lawyer objected futilely. The DNA report dropped last. Ella's.
no.
Not his, Rosa declared. But he raised her. Till the lies became too heavy. Alex cracked then. Mid-rebuttal. Face crumpling like wet newsprint. I did it for us. The dream, you.
Me. The mic.
You were gonna tank it all with your moral high ground. The courtroom hushed. His whisper mic'd for eternity. Jurors deliberated 2 hours. Custody to me. Supervised for him. Assets frozen pending fraud probe. Outside. Flashbulbs blinded. I shielded my eyes. Rosa's arms steel around me. Victory? It tasted like bile. But the twist waited in the green room. Post-verdict. A courier envelope. No return. Inside. A USB. Echo Ghost's contents. Mirrored back. But with addenda. Alex's suicide note. Dated yesterday. Undelivered. Lydia. You win. The fame was oxygen. But you were air. Forgive? Ella needs her dad whole. Burn this. No body. No cops. Just Tessa's text. He's gone dark. Boat missing. Said he was sailing free. Debate erupted nationwide. Faked death for a reboot. Or genuine dive into abyss. I pulled the final thread that night. On a cliffside payphone. Foghorns wailing. Called his burner, voicemail. His voice looping. If you hear this, it's over. Tell her I tried. I smashed the receiver. Wind whipping tears. Happy ending? Hell no. Ella came home wary. Therapy a weekly war. My name's synonymous with the takedown. But in her bedtime stories, I recast us, not villains, but survivors, threading new lies into truths. Alex washed up weeks later, dehydrated on a Monterey beach. Amnesiac, per the docs, classic flip, prepping a comeback memoir. Fans lapped it, redemption arc.
Me?
I started a new pod. Threads pulled. Anonymous drops on the overlooked. Ella draws now, storms clearing to sun. No one's all right or wrong in this America of ours. Just survivors pulling till something gives. And damn if it doesn't sting sweet.